Okay, I have some time today at camp to do some projects. So today is going to be project day. A few housekeeping things that need to be done, like cleaning the end part of this window. It normally tucks up into this section. I'm gonna get all this cleaned off so I can see out my window a little bit better. Yeah, that's pretty gross. I figure I can wipe it and then I can wipe it down with this, and that gets all of the gunk off of that top section. The bottom's not gonna be super clean. I can clean that part at truck stops, but this part tucks up inside the edge, so I can't. So this is my method. That said, hello adventurers and welcome back to my channel. I have several van projects to do today before my friends arrive here at camp. And because of that, I'm just trying to get all the weird little things done. This campsite is absolutely epic, and I'll show you more of it as people arrive, but oh my goodness, let's clean. Okay, some things are probably gonna try to fall on me. I don't wanna put my window covers up yet because I may have to move the van, but I'm trying to get all of this kind of cleaned up. I ended up with my chair over here and some dirt from the chair legs because I didn't have them covered, got into this section. So I just need to get it kind of cleaned out a little bit. Not anything too crazy today, just doing some little projects. I also might rearrange my food because I have some things to put away. So if I can get all this in order, that would be great. Also on this, I need to roll down to about here. And then, ooh, look at that. Ugh, gross. Just really nasty and gross. Definitely needed to do this today. Next up, I'm gonna scrub my dash just a little bit, just to get some of this craziness off. Again, this is just something I do a couple times a week. This is just an easy thing. I take like 5 minutes out of my day just to dust, make sure everything's good. I do this when I get to campsites too. The wind's kicking up just a little bit, so I'm gonna try to get the doors closed so I don't get more dust inside. Okay, so I finally don't need gum anymore. It's no longer like dry. There are times whenever you're in the desert that it's just dry, and chewing gum can help that so that you don't end up feeling bleh. So that's what I've been doing this morning, and now it's finally to a place where it's not just so windy that it just feels super drying. So I got my chair set out. I'm gonna like this campfire a lot tonight, I think. My window covers up just yet because I'm absorbing some of the warmth from outside, but also I currently have the van on for just a minute because I'm trying to top off the jackery. I don't want to get a panel out because it's still a little bit windy, but I want to give myself as much power as possible until Riley returns with my all power, which if you don't have a clue as to what I'm talking about, check out yesterday's video. Mistakes were made. Made. Okay, now I've moved to the back and it's time to reorganize this shelf. Now this shelf is normally not in too bad a shape, but I did move a whole bunch of things around and I have a few things that I need to add to it. And I have things that aren't normally just like up here because we needed to pull down a few things. So I need to figure out a rhyme and reason toward getting the things that are in this bag over here onto this shelf and making it a little bit more efficient. It's not necessarily that it's a bad thing, it's just not organized how I want it to be. So come organize with me. It'll be super fun. I've done a few videos about how I like organize this, so I don't really have to like go into a ton of detail with you guys. You know that I scale back items, I take them out of packaging. I either buy packages like this or take things out and put them into packages like this. But still, sometimes when you're adding new things as you're traveling, it just becomes a little chaotic. So I have at least 2 or 3 things that need to go on this shelf. Even though it looks packed, it's just because everything's kind of moved out of place. So this is gonna be interesting. So like this needs to go on the shelf. It's a square. It should fit on there pretty easily. I just have to figure out where. So this needs to go there. And then also this, I don't know if this is going to fit or not, but I think if I can get it in there, like maybe on this 3rd shelf where I put the jewel, I might be able to like put it in like this and then stand it up. It appears to be the right height. I bought one that was a little bit shorter so it would work. So I'm hoping, crossing my fingers. Just pulling everything out of this little cubby and setting it on my bed. And then like these loose items I can put somewhere else. Now I do have a jar of pasta sauce. I do not like to bring glass, but I had it and I had it kind of braced in there next to the Cheerios to secure it. So I'm probably going to leave this kind of in here and then add the other things toward that back section over there. But I have, it looks like a can of green chilies still. And I need to pull these out and figure out what happened here because this one hopped out and now everything is just chaos. So I'll probably just take all of this section out and reorganize it. Now in van life, the most chaos always comes before it's the cleanest, so it's just gonna look like a mess in here, and I just have to be okay with that. In the meantime though, finding places for all of these things that make sense, including these batteries, is something that helps a lot whenever I'm traveling. The last few weeks have just been a lot more chaotic than normal because not only did we get stuck in the windstorm at Scullypalooza where it was just bad, but also we ended up not doing some of the things we were originally going to do, and because of that, we ended up with a few little extra things that don't necessarily have to be in here. So I'm just trying to work my way through those. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and start to put these things in, and as it starts to kind of put things together, then I'll feel a lot less stress. I don't like to hear sounds whenever I'm going down the road, so everything has to have a place. And if it's something that dangles, like for example these, if these start to make noises, I take them down, I move them. If it's something that's a cord that hits, I take it down, I move it. Music is fine. Tinking sounds is not. So with that said, I think I need a song of the day that relates to organizing and cleaning. Let me think about this one. It could take me a minute, but I know there's got to be a good one. That section is way more organized. I have the storage containers 2 deep with the bags behind them, so that keeps everything from moving. I have my box of Hungry Jack with my sauces there. They do have some padding between the two of them. I have the can here. I always keep my toothpicks back here because it just makes it easier to access them. And then the Jewel fits in. I have a little bit of other room, but I'm actually moving my spices so that I can free up some space. I want to put all the spices together and then all of the sauces together, so that way it makes it a little bit easier to grab. In addition to these spices, I do have some more that I have in the Ridge Monkey. They're in larger containers that don't fit on this shelf, so that's a good, nice, tight way to tuck them away. But everything has a place, and there is a place for everything. It feels as though there's something that has fallen in here. Yes, there is. So I need to make sure of that. And so just every so often, especially if I've been busy, I just kind of go through this and make sure everything's good. Also today, while I'm working on this, I'm thinking of some of my other plans. After I have been in Vegas for about a week, I'm gonna head out, and I have some other things that I need to get into. I'm thinking I'm gonna go out toward possibly Rhyolite. Haven't been out there in a while. It's out by Beatty, Nevada. And after I finish up there, I'm kind of thinking about dabbling into California. I have a friend who's out by Barstow who's just moved out there, so I thought that would be really fun to go see him and just be like, hey, I haven't seen you since Fort Carson. Hey, everything is organized. It might look chaotic still, but it's very, very organized. I know where exactly everything is, and so we're good to go there. Now I'm finally going to pop the tags on this guy so I can use it. It's just like a nice little blanket. I need to get all of these little pieces off so that I can use it freely though, and so after I do that, I'll be able to fold it up and I'll have another cute little layer for my bed. Now, is this going to be something that I use a ton in the van? I don't know. It's white base, so that might not work out the best. I typically stay away from any light colors just because the light colors end up getting a little bit more dirty, but look how cute this is. Oh, it's so cozy too. It makes me so happy. Sometimes it just takes you finding something that makes you happy to bring you a little bit of joy. And this, oh, this made me so happy. Look at it. It's so cute. I need to address this wall because this wall is making me crazy. Now, the reason this wall makes me crazy is because this big bulky jacket's here. Now, I can't put this big bulky jacket up until I am no longer in the cold nights. So I have been folding it up and putting it in a packing cube, but then I have to get it completely out, and that just becomes really inconvenient. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to implement the rest of these in kind of a way that I normally would do it. A tip for hanging jackets so they don't take up as much room is to hang one of the larger jackets that can zip on the outside, putting everything inside of it, zipping it up, and it holds all of them in place versus having them all flopping independently. That also reduces, once again, sound going down the road. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this jacket off, and then all of these that are under it, I'm going to zip in together so they take up a smaller place. And then I'll put this one on over it, and then I'll button it so it takes up a smaller place. And then I'll do that with each one of these 4 hooks. I keep my flannels here so they don't get super, super wrinkled. This is a game changer. So handy. I keep 2 lightweight shirts like these. One is camouflage, one is black. This is just an easy grab and go for a day that I need either a sun shirt or I need just a little bit of a break from a breeze or a chill. They're really, really easy for that. I have a couple of sweaters that I keep down that can go with a lot of different things. And then I have one zip up hoodie. It just makes layering easier. And I could also put these in my poof, but because I packed really heavy for this trip, because I knew I was going to be going through some super cold nights, I have more like fuzzy things in the poof. So I'd like to keep these up here if possible. It just makes my life easier. Organization is important in a small space. So basically take this down, and then I have 2 shirts here under this. I think I could probably throw this one under also. So I'll put that there, and then I'll throw this over, and then it goes around, and then I can zip it. So I'll just pull these out like so, and then I'll go to the bottom, find the zipper, align it, and then zip them all together. It could take a minute to do all of these, but it is so worth it to be able to reestablish the space. And then as I'm going, I can tuck things in so they hold closer. So it becomes like this thing like this. And then I can take the jacket, put it over, wrap it completely around like so, and then button up at least a few of the buttons like this. And that just keeps it as one unit. Now, the sleeves themselves are kind of bulky, so what I like to do with these is possibly tie them together just to make it where the sleeves don't flop around and then come back out into the visual space. And then like so, there we go. And then normally I have some straps down below, but right now I don't. So I'm gonna take this bungee and bungee this jacket, stack right here because this is the more bulky one, back to itself right here. Now, whenever I do that, because this is a magnet, it moves. I just have to make sure I reposition it, and then everything's in place. And then I'll do the same thing with these, where all I have to do is pull them out and make sure that it's just the things that are on this hook, and then I'll pull them around, and then I'll button. And then right there, that reduces so much of the movement in this section right away. And then everything else just kind of tucks down, and we're good to go. That I went ahead and pulled my hair back because it's just, it looks crazy. There's a large wave in it from wearing a beanie last night, which, speaking of which, I need to put the beanie away. And the beanie I like to keep where I can easily access it. So I either put it in my sleep pillow or I put it on my top shelf so I can just grab it. Whenever it's in transport, it's definitely inside the pillow. But whenever I'm at camp and I'm not going to be moving anywhere, I put it where I can get to it the easiest, which is going to be right up here on this shelf. Okay, I have my pillows back. I need to finish stuffing these with the clothes that I still have over at Riley's base camp. When I put them in here, a lot of them go into these pillows, the floof, and then on these shelves. So this part is ready for that. Been charging this, so it's all charged up now, it looks like. So I can take this off the charger. And then I've been charging this one, and it's up to 37%. So I'm going to try to get it as high as I can before everybody gets here and see how it's going on my battery. Let's see. It's only pulling 5 watts, so this is not going to drain the battery anytime soon. So that's a good thing. Okay, so with that, I just need to put my dirty shirt away. Then I can enjoy this campsite. Okay, next step is cleaning my doorstep. I always do this because this is where the dirt comes in, and then it stays pretty much here or on this mat. This mat is a savior. I normally hose it down, like if I give the van a bath, I give it a nice hose down also. For now, look at all that. That's just from the past like 4 or 5 days of getting in and out. It's just what it is, so we clean it, and then it's not that big of a deal. With that, the campsite's all in order. Everything is good. My van is in much better shape. I have the solar charging my battery right now. And I think I'm just going to spend some time relaxing by the fireplace area. Found a penny on the ground, and it was heads up for good luck. So I feel like this was the perfect place. I'm really happy that I found this spot. I'm really happy that I was able to take the time to just do some organizing and cleaning. Now I am ready for whatever comes in the future. But there's a little bit of a wind advisory for another couple hours. So I'm just going to stay in the sun, enjoy my afternoon, and soon we should have some fellow campers out here. So on the next one, you'll have to see what that looks like. I don't know how long it's going to take them to get here. It may already be dark by the time they do, but my afternoon's going to look a lot like laying around, lounging, relaxing, and feeling accomplished. Normally on a day like today, I would also do some computer work, but I think I'm just going to give myself the rest of the afternoon off just to soak in all of this beauty, all these trees, the mountains in the distance, clouds overhead. Oh, this is why I love being outside. Just brings you so much joy. It brings you to life, and oh my goodness, it's going to bring me a good night's sleep. Remember, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. I'll be seeing you guys later. Bye.